What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is having an amazing week so far. I'm going to start this one off with an apology. There's some construction going on directly beneath me right now, and at times it can get very loud. So I hope this microphone is going to do a great job and only pick up the words that I'm saying and hopefully not some of the crazy banging that's going on. So if that happens, I apologize. I might just mute myself and let that continue if it gets too bad. Okay? I got an awesome one in store for you guys tonight. I get this question so frequently from a ton of people, obviously, gym owners and friends, and really just people who want to know what it's actually like to work with me. So I'm going to go through and really just going to break down exactly what it looks like to work with me, really just to give you an idea of what you can expect, how it works, really what that relationship is all about, what the goals are. I really just want to lay it all out because the more that you know, the more of an informed decision that you can make when it does come to the point where you decide that you want to actually work with a coach. And whether that's with me or whether that's with somebody else or with a different team, I just want you guys to be armed with the most amount of information that you possibly have so that you can make the right decision for your business, for yourself, ultimately just for where you're at right now, but also looking at where you want to be. It's important that you have the information and that you are therefore able to make the most informed decision because ultimately that is what is going to be best. You need to make the decision that is going to be best for you. Okay? I'm going to break this up in a few different pieces and in a few different ways. So really simple. I'm going to cover who, why, what, and how. I'm going to break it down in that order, and I'm going to give you guys some contextual stuff along the way just to give you a better understanding of where I'm coming from and what my goals are and what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm trying to help you achieve along the way. Now, what I am going to say, I'm going to preface this. There are going to be points where I'm going to have to break some beliefs, and some of the things that I'm going to say might be a little hard to hear. But in all cases, if you are willing to listen to what I have to say, you're going to put yourself in a really good position, and it's going to be nothing but the right path forward for you, okay? And if you are not willing to listen to some of the things that I'm going to say, that's okay too, but it probably just means that long term, a coaching program is not going to be a very good fit for you, and that's okay. It's not a good fit for everybody because honestly, not everybody is willing to accept help, okay? So, the who is very simple and it's very straightforward, and honestly, it's just gym owners. I'm looking to help gym owners who have a bricks and mortar location, at least one bricks and mortar location. Now, in terms of where they are in that journey, it doesn't really matter. And what I mean by that is I can come in and help you depending on where you're at in your business because there's so many different people who are in different points of their business. So for example, I have clients who are literally about to start a gym. I have clients who have just started a gym. And I have clients who have been in business for 5, 6, 7, 10 years. And each of those individual gym owners has a different set of needs and a different set of priorities and a different set of circumstances that we have to really look at as we go forward into working together. So we can come in and we can help you at any point of that journey, but the most important thing here is you need to have a bricks and mortar location. Now you can be fitness focused, you can be martial arts focused. I work with both, and the reason that I'm able to work with both, contextually speaking, because a lot of companies or a lot of individuals will say that they can work with both because they think that what they do is just going to encapsulate both of those companies or both of those business types equally. And now, while I do agree that there are a lot of similarities in the way that you can operate and the way that you can grow both of those businesses, but there are a lot of nuances that also make them very different. So if you are a martial arts gym, for example, just be wary of who you are working with and be aware. Have they worked with any martial arts gyms in the past? Do they have actual hands-on martial arts experience? These are types of things that you'll have to figure out as you are looking at partnering with somebody or looking at who would be a good fit for you as a coach to you. Okay, so again, contextually, the reason why I'm able to target my focus, my area of expertise towards fitness gyms and martial arts gyms is because I owned one of each. Now, they were one facility, but half was martial arts and half was fitness. Now, on the fitness side, it was all focused on strength and conditioning, large group classes. Now, that is the other preface, is that large group classes, large group training, and small group training, that is the bread and butter in which I help. Okay, if you are a PT studio, I commend you. You do amazing work, but we're not going to be the right fit to work together. Okay, so you have to have large group or small group training. So my gym was on the fitness side, strength and conditioning, large group, small group, and yes, there was PT. Now, PT is okay. What I was saying is that if you are a PT only studio, then we wouldn't be the right fit. Now, on the martial arts side, I'm a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and my martial arts gym was focused on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, and kickboxing. So that is where I would focus my expertise. So for example, if you are a karate studio, I'm sure that a lot of the things that I would be able to teach you and coach you would be very applicable. But I don't understand the nuances of your business to the degree that I understand the nuances and the details of a jiu-jitsu and boxing and kickboxing focused gym. So for me, could I help? Yes, I could. But am I 100% certain that what I'm going to do is going to get you to your goal? I'm not. And because I am not that level of certain, then we're probably not the right fit to work together. And you would probably be best to work with somebody who has that expertise and that history and that experience working with a martial arts gym owner just like you. All right, so that gives you a little bit of context to the who. Now, let's talk about the why. Now, the why behind it is because I know exactly what you're going through. I've been there. I have done it myself. It is a grind. It is tough. It is challenging. I always say this, it's simple, but it's not easy. And it's only simple because I figured it out. When I was trying to figure out what to do and how to get there and really how to progress my business and to scale it and to grow, it was not simple. And I tried to overcomplicate it and I tried to make it so difficult. So it's only simple now in hindsight. So I can take that system and I can show you the simplicities of it and I can help you implement that. And then you will be able to move forward and really progress and start to actually scale and grow your business. So that's the why. And the last piece that I'll mention on the why is now I am in a position where I have just exited my gym, and over the past 5 years, having grown the gym to 7 figures a year in annual revenue and finally feeling like the systems were starting to click, I shifted my focus to other gym owners to be able to give back and to help and to really take you from the position that I was in 5-6 years ago to eventually the place that I'm in now. And whether you want to exit your gym or not, that's entirely up to you. That's the pathway that I decided to take. But now that I have done that, I can fully invest in you and you have my undivided attention. And that is exactly the place that I have been striving to get to. So now my entire undivided attention is to helping gym owners really move forward and to scale and to grow and to get to that point where they can make the choice. They can exit from their facility or they can continue to do it because now they're doing it in a way where they're actually putting a lot of money back into their pockets and into their business every single month. And that's the goal. Okay, whether it's $50,000, $100,000, $150 a month, whatever that is, it's all relative to a lot of other variables. But the goal is getting to a place where your business is profitable and you're also paying yourself a healthy salary, the one that you have always been striving for, the salary that you set as that goal in your mind when you decided entrepreneurship was the thing that you wanted to do. So that's the why. So before I move into the what, I want to break a couple beliefs here. And this is what I said earlier on a few minutes ago, is some of the things that I'm going to say are going to be hard to hear for some people. And if it's hard for you to hear, it could be because of a number of different reasons. Maybe you're just not wired to accept help from people. Maybe you're not in a place yet where you're ready to accept help. Maybe your business is not going the way that you think it is or the way that it should go, but you still feel like you can figure it out on your own and you can get there on your own. Basically, maybe your business isn't at the point yet where you're realizing like, shit, I really need some help before this is too late. And I don't want you to get to the place where it's too late, because once you get to that point, it is very hard to come back from. So first things first, not everybody is willing and ready to accept help. And if you're not, that's okay. I'm not going to try and twist your arm to work together if you're not ready to accept help. And the reality is because I'm not going to spend my time trying to change your belief system and trying to change your ability to be coached. If you're not somebody who is willing to be coached, if you're not somebody who is coachable, then again, we're probably not the right fit to work together. The people who have the most success in my program are the ones who are really willing to listen. They're really willing to take advice. They're willing to implement the systems that are proven to work. And those are the ones who get the most out of it, and they see the best results. So that's number one. Number two is that working with me and working with anybody else, quite frankly, is not going to be a silver bullet. It's not going to be, okay, I signed up for this coaching program and I don't have to do any work. It's just going to work for me. That's not true. So it's really important, and I really, really can't stress this enough. You need to get that out of your head, because the more that you think that, okay, I've signed up for something, so now it's just going to work and I don't have to actually put in the work, is completely false. It's a misguided opinion that we all have, because we are all wanting some kind of shortcut to get us to our goal as fast as possible. And while working with a coach, working with somebody like me or with me directly is definitely going to streamline that process, it's not going to be overnight, and it's still going to be work. So again, whether you're working with me or you're working with somebody else, it doesn't matter. You still have to actually put in the work, because if you don't, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. So it's really important to remember that. Like I said, if you are coachable and if you are willing to actually put in the work, then you are going to see some incredible results. But it's just really important that you are able to realize that distinction, because the business is not just going to grow on its own. It hasn't done that so far. So if it hasn't done that so far, it's not going to just start happening as soon as you hire a coach. Even with the right systems in place, with the right systems, the right framework, and everything set up as a proper foundation, that's not going to just get you to your goal magically. Think about it like this. When you hire a coach, you basically have a roadmap that you can follow that will get you from where you are to where you want to be. But you still have to actually travel down that road. You don't just get transported from point A to point B. You need to actually travel down that road. So again, if you are willing to put in the work, you're willing to trust the process, and you're willing to actually invest your time and your energy into it, I guarantee that on the other side, you will come out exactly where you want to be. You will have learned a ton, you will have gained so much knowledge, and you will have sidestepped the guessing game. You won't have to spend your time and money trying to figure it out on your own, because you will have literally taken a roadmap that was built, a proven roadmap that was built for you, implement it into your business, and then just follow it. That's why when you see the system itself, it's not crazy, it's not difficult, it's simple, right? But it's not easy because you have to put in the work. So that's probably the biggest mindset shift that we need to break when it comes to working with a coach, or really deciding that the first step is deciding that we want to make a change in our business because we're not happy with where we are right now and how we've gotten there. And then as soon as we do that, then it's just understanding and realizing that, okay, I also need to put in the work. So if you can do that, If you can follow the plan and you can put in the work, you will be successful. You absolutely will be successful. You just need to be willing to do it. So, now that we've talked about that, those are the beliefs I just wanted to break. I just wanted to get that out of your head because so often entrepreneurs, as I've seen, across every industry, but especially in the fitness industry, because by the time somebody's willing to accept help, for this is most cases, not all, they're frustrated, they're burnt out, and they're just like, they just want the results and the goals now. I just want it to happen overnight. I want it now. But it's not gonna happen now. It's just not going to happen overnight. But that's okay, because now that you're on that right path, you're on the correct path, you are moving forwards. You're moving in the right direction. So trust the process, put in the work, and you will absolutely get there, okay? So that's a big one. I really just wanted to get that off my chest because that's something that we have to train into our clients. If you are going to head down this path, you need to be able to do the work. And if you aren't, again, that's okay. But number one, you can't expect a change. And number two, we're probably just not going to be the right fit to work together. So now you know a little bit of the belief side of things. And let me get into the what. So when we start working with a client, we have a few options, and this is new. So we now have a few different options in which you can work with us. Okay, so number one, the best program that we have, all of our programs are built off of our 3-pillar system. The 3 pillars are getting you leads, helping you nurture those leads, and then the biggest one of all is sales. And that's everything that comes from sales with respect to teaching it, giving you the scripts, but also long-term, holding you accountable to hitting the goals that you want to actually be hitting. Right? So it's that thing that you tell me, it's that destination and the place you want to get to. I'm going to make sure that you get there. And we do that by holding you accountable and making sure that we're hitting sales targets and hitting projections and hitting those numbers, the numbers that we need to get you from where you are to where you want to go. Okay, so that's number one. That is our best of the best program where we actually take care of everything for you. That is much more of a done for you system. Now we also have one that we are just starting to offer, which is a done with you system. So everything that the program offers is exactly the same, but the done with you system, it puts a little bit more work on your plate. So in the done for you system, we handle just about everything. In the done with you program, you have to do a little bit more of the heavy lifting yourself. And some people prefer to just say, Justin, just take this. I want you to do everything. And on the done with you side, it saves you a little bit of money, but it does mean that you do have to actually do a little bit more work. Now, if you are interested in either of those, just drop down in the comments, drop down either done with you or done for you. Drop either one of those. I'll send you a message. I'll give you some more breakdown of exactly what those programs look like and what you're doing and what we're doing and how that all comes together. But that's how it all works. And all of our programs are backed up by a guarantee. So guaranteed results in our program. If you don't get the guaranteed results, as of the recording of this video, which is April 18th, 2024, our guarantee currently is whatever you pay for our program, you will get double back in the 12 weeks, guaranteed. Okay, so that is our offer at this particular moment. That may change. That's why I'm letting you know what today's date is and that's what our offer is right now. But I can put it to you this way. The guarantee will only get better. Okay, so if the guarantee has changed from the time of this recording, chances are it's a better guarantee than what I'm saying right now. Okay, so now I want to get into the real meat and potatoes of this, and that is the how. So how do we do this? Now, I know I broke some beliefs before getting into the what. I'm going to do a little bit of the same when we talk about the how, but a couple things I just want to preface here and sort of lay the foundation for so that you are aware. Number one, most people, as I said, are in a rush to get money in the door and to get new leads and to start making sales and to really start to quote unquote grow their business. But the problem that I see in almost all cases is that the foundation of the business isn't ready for ads to be turned on, for leads to be coming in, for sales to start happening. And if we rush to try and do all of those things too quickly, then because the business is a shaky foundation, there's a lot of things that are going to crumble along the way. The sales won't be right. The actual sales conversations won't go properly. The leads coming in, the conversation won't go smoothly. The actual meeting cadence isn't set up properly. There's just a lot of issues that come with rushing getting leads in the door. So here's how it breaks down. And again, preface number 2, if you will, is that in the first half of the 12 weeks, it's going to feel like there's a lot more different things happening with respect to the way that we've set up the coaching program. And in the back half, it's almost going to look like, well, we're doing the same things over and over again. And yeah, we absolutely are. Now, the reason that on the back half we do the same things over and over again is because that is the work that actually grows the business. What we do in the first half of the 12-week program, in those first 6 weeks, is set everything up and create that foundation so that by the time we get to the back half of the program, we now have an actual structure to your business that can facilitate growth. If we try and grow, but the foundation isn't there, it's going to crumble. And the money you will have spent won't have the return that you want. So we need to take things a little slower at the beginning so that we can create the proper foundation so that that growth on the back half and beyond can explode and it can support. Okay? So the first 2 weeks of the program are really focused on a couple different things. Number one, we want to do a bit of an audit of your business to see what is going on. What are your expenses? What are you spending your money on? What's your pricing? What's the current offer? What is your churn rate? Where are the holes in the boat that we can start to plug? That way we can stop frivolous spending. We can start to plug holes in the boat so that we're not losing members left and right. We really want to just get a really good snapshot of what's happening in the business so we can really, as I said, create that strong foundation. Now, I know how important it is, especially after you've just invested into a program, to get some money back in the bank, especially if what I'm saying, you're probably sitting there saying, Justin, you just said that we're not going to get ads running right away and we're not going to get leads in or sales right away, but I want to make money and I need to make money. And absolutely you do. So we have a solution for that. So as we're doing an audit at the beginning, we're also going to run our cash flow blitz program for you so that you can generate $5, $10, up to $20,000 in a week. And we've had clients generate up to even as much as $35,000, $40,000 in a week. Again, the number that you can potentially generate there is very much dependent on your facility and where you're at and how many members you have and all that stuff. And we'll break down those exact projections when we work together. But the idea here is we're in the first week of working together. You've just invested in a program. You've invested in growing your business. And first of all, I thank you for that. But second of all, I want to give you a very big win. And that big win is getting you an influx of cash to now be able to say, well, great. So now I can just pay off what I've just invested in. That's amazing. I'm now positive. But also because I know how much that cash will actually help your business immediately. Okay, so the first 2 weeks, we're focusing on 3 main things. We're focusing on doing the audit of your business, running our cash flow blitz program to get you money, and last but not least, we're actually going to start to craft the offer now and pricing, of course, the offer that we will begin to use to attract new leads and members into your facility. All right, now weeks 2 to 4, at this point, you should be pretty much finishing up consuming all of the videos that we have in our portal so that you know all of the details, right? The details of how to set your business up properly, the details of how to structure your sales meetings, how to use the content, how to use the CRM that we've built for you, the customer relationship management software that we've completely built for you. This will give you a completely front to back idea of everything that you need to do. And it's a resource for you to continue to use as you go forward through the program. Okay, then we will actually set up and launch your ads. And that is based off of the offer and the pricing that we've discussed in the previous weeks. And then, of course, what we're going to do before we actually flip that switch is have a review call with you. We're going to show you the ads. We're going to go through the flow, and we're going to show you exactly what you can expect and how it's going to work. All right. Now, weeks 4 to 6. What we're going to do in weeks 4 to 6 is we're going to shift the focus a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're also going to get into more detail of how you are servicing your clients, and dependent upon which offer we've actually crafted with you, we're going to show you how to have the conversations now to ascend them into longer term back-end memberships, and how you're going to be servicing them inside your facility over the duration of whatever their front-end program is. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start our coaching calls. So of course, we're going to have calls in the first 4 weeks, in those first 2 chunks, the 0 to 2 and the 2 to 4. But now we're going to look at our first of the ongoing coaching calls. And our ongoing coaching calls have a few different priorities. It is setting goals for our 2-week blocks, and it's also progressing and making sure that we are progressing towards those goals. So it's monitoring our every single day. What we do is we monitor the ads. We see how they're performing. We continue to iterate to try and get them performing as best as possible. And then we regroup that information with you so you are very aware of what's going on a performance side. So ongoing, we're coaching you. And we're setting those targets. We're making sure you're hitting the targets. And if not, we adjust and figure out why. But then, of course, we are coaching you and your team ongoing on sales. So we're doing things like drilling, things like working objection overcomes, reviewing game tapes so that we can see exactly where maybe you're saying the right things, but you're saying them wrong, or maybe there's something that you've missed. It's that type of review that allows us to actually hone in and identify where the problems are within your business, on the sales side anyways, in that specific example. Okay, now that's the first 6 weeks. Now, as I said, from weeks 6 to 12, this is where things, number one, get very repetitive. And this is also where things start to get a little more customized. So based on how the first 6 weeks goes with you specifically is a bit of how we are going to play the final 6 weeks, or the final half of our program. Because again, each business is a little bit different. So we need to shape our program differently based on, like I said, where you are, where you're looking to go. And now we also have the added factor of how the first 6 weeks have gone for you. So as we do that, we continue on our side to monitor ads, continue testing different variations, continue trying to get the ad cost low and the leads high. And then, of course, ongoing, we are troubleshooting your sales, making sure, as always, that we're progressing forward, setting our targets. Are we hitting our targets? If not, why aren't we doing it? And then again, holding you accountable, drilling with you, making sure that you are selling properly, because selling is the lifeblood of your business. So I understand that it almost feels like, well, why are we doing the same thing every week for the second half of the program? And the reality is, you're not doing the same thing every week for the second half of your program. You're doing the same thing pretty much for the remainder of your time inside that business. Now, where things can change potentially is if you are, let's say you're at week 12 and you're like, this is going so well, we're knocking it out of the park. I need to bring somebody on. I need to bring somebody on to help me with sales. Great. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you find that right person, how you train that person, and how you then implement this system to ensure that they are now hitting their targets that have been set for them. They are progressing towards their goals within your business. And if they're not, how do we hold them accountable? How do we set this foundation? We've said a lot about foundation today. How do we set that stage to make sure that, again, as a whole, your business is progressing towards actually being in a place where it's profitable and paying you the amount of money that you want to make? Okay, guys, that's a pretty good synopsis of what it's like to work directly with me, how I handle as I said, how I handle the who, the why, the what, and the how. That covers pretty much absolutely everything inside of our program. Now, there are, of course, other nuanced details, like we're on Slack together, so there's access to me 24/7, all those types of things that are, specific to the program itself, and we can talk more about that. But we have this system laid out in a way that is the most easily digestible by you so that you can be successful, because that at the end of the day is the most important thing. If you're not successful, you're not going to pay us. You're not going to pay me. And I get it. I know how that works. Okay. So if you have any questions, if you want to know what it's like beyond what I said to work with me, you want to hop on a quick call, you want to talk it through to see if you're a good fit for me and vice versa, give me a chance to see if I'm a good fit for you and if I think I can actually help you, drop either done for you or done with you in the comments below. And we can talk about what those two programs look like and how they can be applied to your business and how they can help and which one is probably going to be better for you based on where you're at. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you found that helpful. If you've been wondering what it would be like to work together, that should summarize and cover pretty much everything. But again, if you also have any other questions about things in specific, you can just comment those down below as well. I will be checking out the comments and I will be addressing them and answering every single question that you guys possibly have. All right, let's crush the rest of this year, guys. We are already halfway through April, which is insane. And if you are interested in taking out the guesswork so you don't have to continue to figure out on your own how to get to that next level, like I said, drop done with you or done for you in the comments and I'll reach out and we'll chat. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your night and I will see you guys next week.